anyway.
Whose voting record doesn't always reflect the wishes of the First Ward. He especially points to Green's support of the defeated Gay Rights Amendment.
It's time that people begin to speak out, begin to stand up and stop this pro-homosexual trend that started in the First Ward 10 years ago and is continuing. And I think that they have an opportunity on May the 28th to vote against this, and a vote for me would be a vote to stop this pro-homosexual trend.
In the Fourth Ward, it's a rematch between a longtime incumbent and a man who's challenged him once before. Mike Fee has lived in the Fourth Ward for 5 years and knows he's running a long-shot campaign. But Fee says incumbent Cyril Allgaier has not done enough to help residents affected by the airport expansion project.
We need somebody downtown that's going to stand up for us. Louisville needs economic development, this is true, but not at the cost of its citizens and the quality of life which we have to bear.
Okay, come on, Maggie, come on!
Allgaier, shown here at the groundbreaking for a new recreation center, is running for his 8th term. The retired GE worker was born and raised in the Fourth Ward and points to his long record of service.
I'm not a boisterous person. I just tend to meetings and do what I'm supposed to do. And when people, I try to do everything that people want. You can't do everything and be everywhere at one time, but I do. I really try. I really love it.
In both the First and Fourth Ward, the winner faces no Republican opposition. Lawrence Smith, Kentuckiana's News Channel, WHAS 11.
Now Lawrence looks at who's running in the other contested alderman races on our Saturday and Sunday newscasts. You would think that when someone is caught for a crime, they would learn their lesson the first time. But as you'll see in tonight's Fugitive File, that's not always the case. Here is Tori Riggs to explain.
Hello again, everyone, and welcome to another edition of the Fugitive File. Now, tonight's show, I have an update about an individual I first told you about on Tuesday. Guess what? He's going to jail once again. On Tuesday, I introduced you to 3 individuals, all accused of breaking into cars and stealing a variety of items. Tonight, one of these guys is in trouble again. He's the one on the far right. Charles Migrant is his name, and he has been arrested once again, this time for outstanding warrants. The charges included theft of a motor vehicle. Detective Gary Fisher was the man responsible for locating Charlie and placing him in custody. He also told Charlie that he would be on the Fugitive File one additional time. That's why he's covering his face. He finally got used to the camera and even decided to share a few words with our Fugitive File viewers.
Crime pays.
He may think it pays, but after being on the Fugitive File and all his friends seeing him, he may think differently. Now I need your help locating these 2 individuals. Brian Lowe is wanted for receiving stolen property, stealing credit cards, and fraudulent use of a credit card. This suspect has been wanted for almost a year and a half. And I'm also looking for Jimmy Anderkin. Jimmy was convicted of obtaining drugs by fraud or deceit. He was placed on probation, and now he is wanted for allegedly violating that probation. If you know where I can find Brian or Jimmy, give me a call on the Fugitive File line at 574-2293. That's 574-2293. Remember, all calls are confidential, and all suspects are considered innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. That does it for this edition of the Fugitive File. Have a great holiday weekend. I'll see you back here on Tuesday with another story and more suspects.
Today there was a special memorial service at Iroquois High School. Students there planted trees to remember their friends who have died. This morning, students joined together for this memorial service. Then the kids headed outside to plant the trees to remember their fellow friends who've died within the last year. Teachers and students at Iroquois donated money to build this memorial. An executive order by Governor Paul Patton will end the Kentucky Department for the Blind. Advocates for saving the 20-year-old department held a protest rally on the steps of the Capitol. They're trying to stop the governor from merging the Department for the Blind with the Department for Vocational Rehabilitation. Up to 65 jobs would be cut, and the $2 million savings would be pumped back to clients' services. But advocates for the blind say important services would be lost.
The Secretary is saying that they will cross-train counselors to work with the blind. We don't need that. That's a waste of state funds. We've already got people trained to do that. So it doesn't make sense to dismantle a superior agency and put it into a mediocre one.
It may cost jobs, but it will improve, and I don't know about that, but obviously it's an efficiency measure. But it also will make services to the blind available in every county in the state. It will make more efficient delivery of service, and that's what we have to be concerned about.
Governor Patton is expected to merge the two departments by executive order. That should be complete by October 1st. This week has been a taste of summer. So now what's in store for the Memorial Day weekend? We'll find out from our Beth Andrews. The Storm Team forecast is next at 5:30.
The world's greatest living amusement park is right under your feet. So kids, here's your ticket. The Toyota Summer Drive Sales event is on. If you file into your Toyota dealer, you can save up to $1,300 on the fun-filled Tercel. Or for just $189 a month, lease the all-time favorite Corolla to take you on a million rides in this park we call home. But you gotta hurry, because the special offers stop. But the rides never do. So drive.
Turn that thing off?
Johnsonville. Big taste from a small town.
March into savings at the Furniture Liquidators Home Center Memorial Weekend Sale. Now through Monday, we're saluting low prices and special deals. And get special nothing down, no payments for 12 months interest-free financing. Plus, it's our 4-day only Serta bedding sale on every Serta style and firmness, including perfect sleepers. So march in to our Memorial Weekend Sale. Furniture Liquidators Home Center. Saving you more.
You'll find savings to take you from pool to patio during Bacon's Memorial Day sale with 30 to 50% off playwear, swimwear, housewares, and more. Don't miss it. It's going on now.
The weather on Kentuckiana's news channel WHAS 11 is sponsored by Decorating Sense, now showing the latest in Hunter Douglas window fashions.
Decorating Sense presents Mariette Hartley.
George always gets a little nervous when I redecorate. He's afraid he'll lose his favorite spot. All this room really needs is, that's it, new window treatments. I couldn't have done it without the expert advice of the professional decorator who will come to your home absolutely free. See, George? I told you not to worry. Decorating Sense. Call now for your free in-home consultation. It's so demanding. They take care of everything, and you'll love the discount prices. Call and see your home in a whole new light.
Kentuckiana's most trusted source for weather. Meteorologist Chuck Taylor, Ken Schultz, and Beth Andrews. The WHAS 11 Storm Team.
We'll look at the regional radar. We do have quite a bit of activity out there. Luckily, we're not getting any of it right this second anyway. Here's Louisville, eastern Kentucky, though, getting they had some severe they had some severe thunderstorm warnings earlier today, and now they're getting some flash flood warnings from these thunderstorms right in the eastern part of Kentucky. We also have a big arch of thunderstorms up to the north of us, and some of these are pretty heavy, especially these ones in central Illinois. They're under a severe thunderstorm watch. Otherwise, a lot of these are thunder showers, but still getting a lot of rain up in northern Indiana, stretching all the way up into western Virginia and all the way back into northern Missouri. And then we have some very heavy thunderstorms also popping up in the panhandle of Florida, moving up into the southeast. So lots of activity out there. We'll probably get some of it in the next couple of days, but right now we're going to hang tight with a partly cloudy evening. It's a little warm out there, but it's actually a pretty nice evening, especially when you compare to what's going on to the north of us. Looking at the jet stream, we are in a warm sector of air. The jet stream is to the north of us, so we are going to stay warm through the weekend, at least relatively warm. We won't fall below our normal high of 78, but we do have some thunderstorms popping up along the jet stream, and there's going to be a front that sort of drops down, and it's just going to be stationary across the Ohio Valley. There's not really going to be anything to push it out of the way until this low pressure system pushes through in the early part of next week. So we're basically going to have the same kind of setup that we had around Derby time, where we had that front that was just hanging along and would have thunderstorms fire up along that front. They're scattered. Sometimes they'll form to the north, sometimes they'll form to the south, and depending on exactly where the front is, we may get lucky a couple days, but we are going to have to keep chances of thunderstorms in the forecast all through the Memorial Day weekend. Otherwise, today has been quite warm. At Blue Lick Airport, 93 degrees. Debbie Anderson in Vine Grove, 92 degrees. The Greensburg Water Plant. They're talking about 92 degrees as well. At our ViewerNet site, which is at Stewart Middle School, we're looking at 91 degrees right now with 48% humidity and a west wind at about 5 miles an hour. Well, our pollen count is up there. As you know, if you have allergies, we do have a pollen count to talk about all through the spring months, and grass is in the severe category. A lot of folks are allergic to grass, so I know a lot of you are feeling that, as I am. Tree pollen is mostly pine right now, and not too many people are allergic to pine, so that's the good news. It is rather high, though. If you do happen to have allergies to pine, you will be feeling that. The Indy 500 race on Sunday, if you're heading up to that, do bring a jacket, or probably a jacket and an umbrella, because our high temperature will be 72. It'll be in the 60s at the start of the race. Winds will be out of the northeast at 10 miles an hour, and they have a 50% chance of showers and thunderstorms. So our forecast, 62 for the low temperature tonight with a 40% chance of thunderstorms. Tomorrow, chance of thunderstorms about 50%, high of 80, 64 for the low tomorrow night with a chance for some thunderstorms. This is just pretty much the story all the way through Tuesday with a chance of thunderstorms each day, 81 on Sunday, 78 on Monday, and 82 on Tuesday. So we are going to stay fairly warm. That's the good news, but we are going to have to keep our eyes out for those thunderstorms developing through the weekend.
All right, now you got to tell us about these thunderstorms tomorrow. We're going to put you on the spot. You know, we have a very pregnant associate producer, Leanne Meyer. We're having a shower for tomorrow outside.
Yeah.
Is it going to rain?
It's funny how they call those showers. Isn't it funny how they say that?
Ken said the same thing today. You guys are a lot of help.
We both have a warped sense of humor. No, we may be okay with that. We've got about a 50% shot.
Just kind of a hit and miss kind of thing, perhaps.
Yeah, well, they'll be forming along the front, and I guess the issue is whether or not where the front's going to be exactly, and whether or not we're going to have the thunderstorms forming along it during your party. So we'll hope that they won't be, but there is a shot at it.
Looking for a little encouragement there.
Okay.
All right, thanks, Beth. Well, now, as we told you earlier, Rick Pitino is considering a move from the University of Kentucky to the pros. Here is more of what he had to say about that today.
I want to be very upfront and honest with everybody here, and I have been. In the last 7 years, I've been contacted by quite a few teams, and basically I have not, all I've said is thank you very much and moved on, except I was honest with you about the Los Angeles Lakers. I did consider that. And I am considering the New Jersey Nets right now.
Well, still ahead at 5:30, we'll tell you what Pitino had to say about the U of K basketball team and what would happen if he does leave. Got any special plans this summer? Well, maybe you're heading overseas for a big vacation. Wherever you're off to this summer, find out why you should talk with your doctor before you leave. Details coming up for your health.
I'm Julie Koenig in the streets of Sarajevo. 2 years ago, we gave you an exclusive look at life here during a war. What has changed with the coming of peace?
Back to Bosnia, tonight at 6 on Kentuckiana's News Channel, WHAS 11.
Tomorrow on Live Saturday Morning.
It's summer's first 3-day weekend. We'll have picnic do's and don'ts, plus boating safety for the local high water.
And how do you fight day-to-day stress? Fred Wishy finds relief in the garden.
It's Live Saturday Morning tomorrow at 7 a.m.
Wow, the crowd hasn't even begun to thin out over there. Haven't they run out of cars and trucks yet? Don't worry, guys. My mom said she'd stop by today and make us look busy.
Get low 2-9 financing during the Great American Ford Sales Event. That's 2-9 or 600 cash back on Ford Contour.
I thought your mother was coming by today. Where is she? I think I just found her.
Hurry, 2-9 financing or 600 cash back on Contour at your local Ford dealer.
During the Carpet Max Great American Yard Sale, every square yard of floor covering is on sale from 25 to 50% off. And even better, get 12 months, no money down, no interest, and no payments. Yes, 12 full months. Compare super heavy texture at $34.99 elsewhere. During Carpet Max Great American Yard Sale, just $22.99 a square yard. Compare no wax vinyl some other place at $16.99. The Carpet Max Great American Yard Sale has it for only $7.99. Every square yard of floor covering is on sale now during the Great American Yard Sale at Carpet Max.
The Medical Report on Kentuckiana's News Channel, WHAS 11, is sponsored by Heleringer's Furniture. Shop Heleringer's for best prices, best selection.
The new Dodge. It's about change. The new Dodge. It's breaking rules and making new rules. The new Dodge. If we violate the laws of physics, will we be punished? The new Dodge. It's about change. The new Dodge.
For your health tonight, many of you will be heading out of town this summer for vacation, but before you go, don't forget to ask your doctor if you need any vaccinations. Travelers to Mexico, Central and South America, Africa, and Asia are especially at risk for hepatitis A. It is a highly contagious liver disease contracted through contaminated food and water. But there are vaccines for this and other diseases that you may find overseas. Just check with your doctor to see if you need any special medicine before you leave. Continuing with our top story tonight, what would happen if Rick Pitino left the University of Kentucky? Where would that leave the country's #1 college basketball team? Here is what Pitino had to say about that.
Today, Kentucky's back to where Kentucky is. It doesn't matter whether I'm the coach, next person's the coach, and next person's the coach. The program stands far taller than any coach, or for that matter, any person that's involved with this program. This is Kentucky basketball. And that's enough said when it comes to that. This program, if I was to leave yesterday, would not miss a beat.
And we will have much more on Rick Pitino's possible move coming up at 6 o'clock here on the News Channel. All right, this is for all you green thumbs. How would you like a garden without any weeds? It is possible. Our Weekend Gardener is up next at 5:30 to tell you how it's done.
Drive one out of the park time at your Lincoln Mercury dealers. Hit a home run with 2.9% financing for up to 48 months or $600 cash back on the exciting Mercury Mystique or the hot-selling Mercury Sable. Either way, you'll drive home a winner with total savings of up to $4,010 on Sable LS and up to $3,222 on Mystique GS. But hurry, you've only got a few days left to get into the game. Miss it, and you're out.
Imagine yourself in a Mercury now.
Nick King, an American success story. Nick King, raised in public housing, a Vietnam veteran who worked his way through college, now a judge on Kentucky's Supreme Court. Nick King. As Commonwealth's attorney, King led the office to an impressive 90% conviction rate. His rocket docket reform put criminals on trial faster and cut government waste. And Nick King fought to stop domestic violence and child abuse. Prosecutor, reformer, a champion for families. Nick King, Supreme Court.
The award, 1996 4x4 of the Year. But you don't get it unless you earn it. And once again, Jeep Grand Cherokee did. But with all of Grand Cherokee's major new improvements, was it really any surprise? Jeep Grand Cherokee. Now get up to $1,150 in option values. This is your year for the award-winning 4x4 of the Year. See your local Jeep and Eagle dealer.
So, Coach, what are your plans after the championship season?
Well, I plan on going shopping at H&S Hardware to get my backyard ready to vacation at home this year. My kids need a swing set, a trampoline, maybe a swimming pool, and some yard games. So with the patio furniture and grill we purchased last year from H&S, my backyard will be complete. And my family and friends can spend more time together.
Chlorite, granular chlorine, 50-pound container, only $59.
H&S Hardware is the most complete hardware store I've ever shopped.
Fred Wishy, the Weekend Gardener, is sponsored by Kroger, America's favorite floral shop.
Kroger strikes up the Great American Cookout. So get your tongs, get your spatula, and get your friends. Because Kroger has everything you need to conduct a meal everyone will sing about.
You're watching live coverage you can count on. Kentuckiana's News Channel, WHAS 11.
We're going to the newsroom now for a look at the stories coming up next at 6 o'clock with Gary Rodemeyer. Gary?
Hi, Jean. Coming up tonight here on the News Channel at 6. First of all, the man who changed the face of Kentucky basketball may now be changing jobs.
Is it an offer he can't refuse? Rick Pitino says the New Jersey Nets want to make him head coach and much more. You'll hear from Pitino tonight at 6. Plus, we'll have reaction from a UK player and another cat who is headed to the NBA. And Kentuckians try to help those a world away. The Air Guard goes back to Bosnia to help rebuild a city torn apart by war.
We will have those stories and much more coming your way on the news channel at 6 o'clock. And Gene, I'll see you in just a moment.
All right, Gary, thank you. Well, how would you like a garden with no weeds? Wouldn't we all? Our weekend gardener takes us to a local vegetable grower to show you how it's done. Here is Fred with the details.
How would you like to raise a garden that you never have to water and you never have to weed? Well, this is an experiment that's being tried here at DePaul, Indiana by Brian Churchill, and I'm walking on this experiment. I feel like I'm walking on a trampoline or something. Brian, what is this?
Right now it's a water bed. This is a new material called Sunbelt, and you take polymer, which is stuff that's been available in different forms for greenhouses. It absorbs 400 times its weight in water. You take it and broadcast it on the soil surface, put this Sunbelt down over the top of it, stretch it tightly, and then your garden then requires no hoeing, no watering, and you should produce several times the amount of fruit you would produce in a normal garden. That is the experiment.
So how big is this area right here?
This is 1,000 square feet.
1,000 square feet. And what are you going to be planting in here?
We're going to use cantaloupes, tomatoes, some sweet corn, and a few watermelon. The man that I got it from in Oklahoma is telling me that last year he had experienced over 24 cantaloupes per plant. So here, if we get 3 or 4, we're doing good, and 10 would be excellent. So he's saying that he can produce 24 using this system. So
and how expensive is this?
It's around $300 for 1,000 square feet, which 1,000 square feet is 15 by 66, and that's a large-sized garden.
Mm-hmm.
And it's good for 10 years.
Well, you probably heard me say a number of times, if something sounds too good to be true, it usually is. I tell you, we're going to be watching Brian with this experiment all summer long. And stay with us, and we'll see how this no weeding, no watering garden works here in DePaul, Indiana. For Kentuckiana's News Channel, WHAS 11, I'm Fred Wishy, the Weekend Gardener.
And that's it for us here at 5:30. Stay with us. More news is next with Gary Rodemeyer at 6 o'clock. Have a great holiday weekend. Good night.
There's a new kind of spring fever, and it's all about saving money. It's your Chevrolet Geo Dealer Spring Sale